you're doing the best service as Lord Chaitanya did, spreading the holy name. So it's a dire need in today's world because so much war is going on. You flip on the news, it's one country against another country, and there's so many other wars we don't even know about. There's so many conflicts even between different communities in one country, and even in those communities we find many conflicts, and even amongst families so many conflicts are going on. This is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So despite everyone being unhappy, they're all pretending to be happy. They're cheating themselves and they're cheating each other. That identifying with this material body and sense gratification being the goal of life is the means of happiness. So we have to get people out of this ignorance, out of this hypocrisy, and out of this quarrel mentality, this fighting mentality. So the only way you can get rid of the atmosphere of Kali is through this Harinam Sankirtan. It's the only way. There's no other way. So what you're doing is the most important thing. This material world is a terrible place. You don't have to look too far. And if you think it is a nice place to live, then you're in illusion. Those who are not in illusion, they know what is the right thing to do. There needs to be a change. And the means is the service of Harinam Sankirtan. So this service, it penetrates through the sensual platform, the mental platform, the intellectual platform, right into the consciousness. It goes in like a pin and comes out like a plow. We bypass everything. These advertisers, empowered by Kali, empowered by expert psychologists, to capture the senses, the minds, and the intelligence of the fallen conditioned souls of Kali. But no, we go even deeper. This holy name is spiritual by nature. It is the most subtle, most finest of all the finest, because it is the Supreme Lord Himself. The Supreme Lord is the greatest of greatest and the smallest of the smallest. He sits in the heart of the atomic living entity. So when this holy name is delivered out, it hits that spot where the source of consciousness resides in every single body. So the importance of Harinam is dire. It's the most important thing. But unfortunately, our movement at the moment is distracted. This war that we're fighting against illusion, it's a war of catching people's attention. At the moment, everyone's phone is catching everyone's attention. Different means of isms, the woke culture, any sort of other ism, racism, anything that is rage baiting or click baiting, this is the trend of the day. And it will change again and again, week by week, day by day even, just to grab your attention again. People are tired of fake news, missing out on so many opportunities just because you're distracted from the purpose of life. Understanding I'm not this material, but I'm a spirit soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, Krishna. And my only true happiness is to be in a loving relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna through Bhakti Yoga. The essence of Bhakti Yoga, the most easiest, the most sublime service is this chanting of the holy name. And this is the main thing of this movement. Srila Prabhupada gave an example of the Indian Railway. So there's a saying, because the Indian Railway has the most employees out of any company in the world. So there's like people who cook, there's people who take tickets, there's people who are managing stations. So many people involved in one company, the train station, the train company of India. But the motto is make sure the wheels are turning. That's all they have to worry about. Every single member of the Indian train company has to make sure the wheels are turning. So what is our motto? What is us to understand that the wheels are turning in the Hare Krishna movement of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness? Is to make sure that the holy name is going out to the fallen conditioned souls. If that is going on, then our movement is moving. But if we look in the early days, so much pioneering was going on. Hare Krishna became a household word because devotees were daily, for hours on end, going on the streets chanting the holy name of the Lord, facing so many obstacles from the police, from the public, from the media. So many obstacles, but no, they knew this is the need of the hour, despite all the obstacles. You guys are in Melbourne. It's so easy. You can just go freely chant in the streets. There's no police to come and stop you. But in the 70s and 80s, it was very difficult. Daily, devotees were getting locked up by police. They had to run away from police, get locked up, then released again, then back on the streets. This happened regularly. And then the police warned, if you don't stop this, then we're going to arrest every single one of you and lock you up for a long time. You can't come out. And you'll see there's a classic picture of Korma Prabhu. He's carried by 4 policemen, 2 for the legs, 2 for the arms. And they were locked up in this famous penitentiary in, I think it was Preston or Northcote. It's still there now, but now it's like a supermarket. They changed the jail into a supermarket. But they were there, and Prabhupada knew about it. Prabhupada said, okay, you do a hunger strike. So the devotees, they would, whatever food that was offered in the jail to them, they wouldn't take, they'll offer it to Krishna and give it to the other prisoners. So the prisoners liked them. Then the media caught hold of their hunger strike. And then the media turned the tables, the public got behind the devotees. Because the Australian public, they like to go for the underdog. And when they went, they supported the devotees in the jail. It's like, why would you lock up people just singing in the streets? This is not right. And they were released, and they are freely to chant in the streets. You are freely to dare to chant in the streets. They can change this at any moment if you don't continue. As you can see in Queensland, there's a slogan that's been banned. From the river to the sea has been banned. You can get 2 years in prison for saying this. And now, they could ban the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Will you still go out? This can easily happen. Now we have the opportunity. We can freely distribute the holy name and help the people in general from their suffering. But you may look at our movement. No, it looks like home programs are the most important. It looks like deity worship is the most important. It looks like doing a boat cruise with Indian students is the most important. You know, where can you grow or look like you are growing in the institution? It looks like, because if we look at Devanath, I used to run the Harinam before Devanath for about 3 to 4 years. Then on the order my spiritual master had to leave and travel. But Devanath has been so dedicated to doing this service day in, day out for the last 14 to 15 years. You know how hard it is to do such a service for 14, 15 years? You have to have some advancement, you have to have some devotion, you have to have some conviction of what Prabhupada wanted in this movement, what Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted, that the holy name go out to the fallen conditioned souls. And he had many obstacles, but still he would keep going. So you have come here for this workshop. It's time for you to own this movement as the #1 priority of the holy name going out. This is your opportunity. You've come together to improve yourselves, to make a focus, to make an endeavor together as a community that may not be approved by the general institution, but it is approved by all the scriptures of the Vedas. This fulfills all the purpose of the Vedas. This Harinam Sankirtan is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It is the nectar for what you're always trying to taste. It is the thing that actually cleanses the heart. And it's the thing that makes you most blissful and the most blissful to other people. So this is a very important thing that you're taking up. Please take this Harinam Sankirtan very seriously. It's the most important thing. So please do this regularly. I'm available for any advice. And let's talk about the Harinam. Let's make some noise about Harinam. Bring it up in conversations. Put it on a podcast. Share different verses that remind you of Harinam Sankirtan. Let's dive into the nectar that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us. Let's become madmen and go back to God in this lifetime. I might not be a very good devotee, but I know for sure if I engage in Harinam Sankirtan every day, I have a good chance. Make your chance very good too, and engage in this service. Don't let it go. It's a gift. It's a gift. So if you let go of it, you may not get it again. And then you'll just fall into the sheep of the institution and think that Harinam is just for neophytes who don't know anything about what Krishna wants. Hare Krishna.